Arthas vs Illidan, the Frozen Throne rematch. Hey folks, ever wondered what happens when two of the most legendary figures in gaming go head-to-head in an epic showdown? Well, grab a comfy seat and maybe some popcorn, because today we're diving into the thrilling rematch between Arthas and Illidan atop the Frozen Throne. Whether you're a seasoned fan or totally new to the Warcraft universe, I've got you covered. We'll break down who these iconic characters are, the paths that led them to this icy battlefield, and why their clash is such a monumental moment in gaming history. So stick around, because this is a tale you definitely don't want to miss. Alright, let's rewind a bit to set the stage. The first time Arthas and Illidan crossed swords was nothing short of exhilarating. Imagine the gates of Icecrown, an ominous fortress nestled in the frozen wastes. Arthas, the fallen prince wielding the dark blade Frostmourne, faces off against Illidan, the enigmatic night elf wielding twin warglaives shimmering with arcane energy. Their duel was intense. Illidan's agile movements and magical prowess clashed with Arthas's brute strength and unholy powers. Sparks flew, literally. In the end, Arthas managed to wound Illidan, forcing him to retreat. But the fight was far from over. This initial encounter set the tone for their bitter rivalry, leaving tensions high and fans eager for a rematch. So who is Arthas Menethil? Let's dive into his story. Arthas began as the Crown Prince of Lordaeron, a shining beacon of hope and virtue. Trained as a paladin, he was dedicated to protecting his kingdom and people. But fate had a different plan. When a mysterious plague started turning his subjects into mindless undead, Arthas became desperate to save them. In a controversial move, he ordered the purge of Stratholme, destroying the city to stop the plague's spread. This act weighed heavily on him. In his quest for a solution, he sought out Frostmourne, a powerful sword said to have the strength to defeat any foe. However, the sword was cursed. Once he claimed it, Arthas began to lose himself, his noble intentions twisted into dark ambitions. He eventually became the champion of the Lich King, abandoning his past and embracing a path of shadow. By the time of the rematch, Arthas is a formidable force, wielding dark powers and leading an army of the undead. His transformation from hero to villain is a tragic tale of how good intentions can lead to one's downfall. Now, let's talk about Illidan's Stormrage. If Arthas's story is a tragic descent, Illidan's is a complex tapestry of ambition and sacrifice. Born a night elf, Illidan had an unquenchable thirst for magic. During a catastrophic event known as the War of the Ancients, he made a daring choice, absorbing the energy of a powerful artifact to fight off invaders. This act granted him immense power but also altered his appearance, giving him demonic features like horns and wings. His actions were seen as a betrayal, earning him the title, the Betrayer. Imprisoned for thousands of years, Illidan eventually broke free, believing that only he could save the world from greater threats. He became a demon hunter, mastering dark powers to combat even darker foes. By the time he faces Arthas again, Illidan is on a personal mission to destroy the Lich King, believing it to be the key to safeguarding the world and perhaps redeeming himself. So how did these two titans end up facing off again? Let's set things up. After their initial duel, both went their separate ways but were inevitably drawn back into conflict. Illidan, now allied with the Serpentine Naga, was tasked with destroying the Frozen Throne to eliminate the Lich King once and for all. Meanwhile, Arthas sensed that his master's power was waning, and he needed to act quickly to prevent his own downfall. Illidan sought to prevent Arthas from reaching the Frozen Throne, not just to stop him but to fulfill his own destiny. The stakes were sky-high. If Illidan succeeded, he'd prove his worth and perhaps shed his dark reputation. If Arthas prevailed, he'd secure untold power. Their paths converged atop the Frozen Throne, an icy pinnacle radiating with dark magic. The stage was set for an epic rematch that would shape the fate of their world. Alright, picture this. The summit of the Frozen Throne, with icy winds howling and snow swirling all around. The air is electric with anticipation. Arthas ascends the frozen steps, his gaze fixed on the towering spire ahead. Suddenly, Illidan appears, blocking his path. They stand face to face, the tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. "Step aside, Illidan," Arthas says, his voice as cold as the ice beneath them. "Not this time," Illidan replies, eyes glowing with determination. Both have evolved since their last encounter. Arthas wields Frostmourne, its dark energies pulsing. Illidan, sporting his demonic wings and wielding his ethereal warglaves, exudes a fiery resolve. They exchange a few more sharp words, but both know there's no avoiding what's to come. The rematch is on. The battle erupts with explosive force. Illidan leaps into action, his wings propelling him high above as he hurls bolts of fell energy down at Arthas. Green flames scorch the ice, but Arthas is quick to deflect them with Frostmourne, the sword absorbing the magic like a sponge. They clash in the center, weapons meeting with a resounding clang that echoes across the icy expanse. Illidan uses his agility to keep Arthas on his toes, executing flips and spins that would make a gymnast jealous. He strikes rapidly, his warglaves whirling in a flurry of attacks. Arthas counters with sheer power, each swing of Frostmourne creating shockwaves that crack the ice underfoot. The environment adds to the chaos. Chunks of ice break away, creating treacherous footing. Both warriors use this to their advantage. Illidan glides effortlessly over gaps, while Arthas summons icy paths to bridge them. The very air seems charged with magic, bolts of energy arcing between them. At one point, Illidan tries to blind Arthas with a burst of shadow magic, but Arthas counters with a burst of icy wind, dispelling the darkness. The tide of battle shifts back and forth. Illidan lands a searing cut across Arthas's armor, causing him to grimace. Arthas responds by channeling the power of Frostmourne to unleash a wave of cold that momentarily slows Illidan's movements. Emotions run high. Illidan fights not just to win, but to vindicate himself and prove that his path was the right one. Arthas, on the other hand, is driven by his singular purpose to claim the frozen throne and fulfill his dark destiny. The clash isn't just physical, it's a battle of wills and ideals. The tension builds as both begin to tire. Breathing heavily, they circle each other, looking for any opening. The wind picks up, and snow swirls around them as if the very elements are invested in the outcome. In a dramatic turn, Illidan decides to risk it all. Gathering every ounce of his remaining strength, he soars into the sky, preparing to deliver a final, devastating strike. His blades glow with fiery energy, and he dives toward Arthas like a meteor blazing through the night sky. Arthas, recognizing the danger, steadies himself. At the last possible moment, he channels the power of Frostmourne, causing ice spikes to erupt from the ground. Illidan maneuvers around them but is momentarily distracted. Seizing the opportunity, Arthas lunges forward and delivers a critical blow. Time seems to stand still. Illidan staggers, dropping to one knee. His eyes meet Arthas's, a mix of shock and resignation. "It seems fate has chosen you," he whispers. Arthas steps past him, ascending toward the frozen throne. "Fate had nothing to do with it," he replies coldly. The rematch concludes with Arthas the victor, paving the way for his transformation into the Lich King. The long-standing rivalry reaches its dramatic end, leaving a profound impact on both their destinies. With Illidan defeated, Arthas merges with the Lich King, donning the infamous helm and sitting upon the frozen throne. This act solidifies his place as one of the most formidable forces in the world. The consequences ripple outward. The scourge of the undead spreads further, threatening all life. Illidan's followers are left leaderless, uncertain of their future. The defeat forces other heroes and factions to reckon with the new balance of power. The stakes have never been higher, and the world teeters on the brink of darkness. This pivotal event sets the stage for new heroes to rise and challenges to emerge. It becomes a central point in the Warcraft saga, affecting storylines for years to come. The gaming community was abuzz after this epic showdown. Many were captivated by the depth and complexity of both characters. Discussions erupted about whether Illidan deserved to lose or if Arthas was beyond redemption. Some fans theorized alternative scenarios where Illidan emerged victorious, speculating on how that would have changed the course of the story. Others analyzed the battle for hidden meanings or foreshadowing of future events. Artists and creators took to social media, sharing incredible fan art, stories, and even music inspired by the rematch. It was a testament to the impact these characters had on fans around the world. And there you have it, folks. We've journeyed through the epic tale of Arthas and Illidan's rematch atop the Frozen Throne. From their humble beginnings to their climactic battle, we've seen how their stories intertwine in a saga of ambition, sacrifice, and destiny. What are your thoughts? Did you feel for Illidan's struggle? Were you intrigued by Arthas's transformation? I'd love to hear your opinions and favorite moments, so drop a comment below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Warcraft universe and want more stories like this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to me and helps keep this channel going. Stay tuned for more adventures and tales from the gaming world. Until next time, take care and game on.